Hello Hello，各位亲爱的朋友们，大家下午好。Very good afternoon to everyone. Okay, so today what I'm going to share with you is about US stock market and then followed by Singapore stock markets. So 最近很多人就在问我，新加坡股市的股票怎样？然后接下来的话，我会跟你们就是说，讨论一下新加坡市场。包括这个指数，还有接下来新加坡哪一些板块我们需要注意的。还有接下来的话，当然是美国股票了因为这个美国股票这几天都在涨所以是非常这个我们值得我们关注的市场，好不好？所以首先我们先来看这个海峡指数先。Alright, so let us take a look the what we call that STI index，OK，所以这个 STI index 的话你可以看到它是这几个星期都在涨，差不多涨了1个月左右OK，就是说从这个8月头大跌过后就开始涨到现在为止，差不多是9月21号9月20号 OK，so it's a very bull run in a Singapore market, especially the bank stocks, and then followed by REITs. Okay, has been moving up quite nicely due to this what we call that US cut rates. Alright, so 很多人就会问接下来的话这个新加坡市场还会不会继续的涨？首先我个人认为啦so this is my personal view 啦stock market will not move in a straight line. Okay, so sometimes it might actually go back as well, I mean pull back as well okay, although market is bullish. Alright, so in investor or institution or banker, so sometimes they need to take profit also, right? Okay, so market will pull back or having a correction is just a matter of time. Alright, but as of now what we can see is that market is still what we call that pretty bullish. Okay, market is still pretty bullish. Alright, so that is a good thing okay, for this what we call that US market, and also for this what we call that Singapore markets. Alright, okay. So 如果你们有看到这个视频的话 if you you know watch this live, okay, please help me to share, okay, comment, like, and subscribe. Okay, so like what I mentioned, I just started to do live streaming and I still learning, so I hope your support, and I also hope for your what we call that you know comment, okay, so that I can do more of this live streaming, so that to provide my investment knowledge and experience, okay, about the stock markets. Okay, so first interest rate cut since 2020, right? 所以这个 interest rate 自从是在 pandemic 过后，它就开始被这个美联储调高到last I think 2-3天前 okay, so since then Federal Reserve okay begin to reduce the interest rate by 50 point. I believe every one of us also know lah. Alright, so 接下来的话很多人就会 argue 说新加坡银行或者是银行股票是否会被这个interest rate cut 所影响Actually a lot of people argue lah, okay, and then they also ask me how come the bank supposed to be affected, right, after the interest rate cut, but how come the bank stock, especially Singapore bank, I also noticed Malaysia bank also the price the stock price keep moving up. So my personal view is this, the interest rate cut, right, actually many people say is bad for banking sector, as the lower interest rate will translate to a lower net interest margin. Alright, but I believe in this thing called trade-off lah. there could be one group of people, especially the customer of the bank, all right, might be affected, okay. Reasons like, for example, the interest rate might affect some what we call that part of it, okay. But there could be another group of the customer will be approaching bank side, okay, for a business. Like, for example, I believe if people want to expand their business, okay, they might take this opportunity to approach the bank to get some loan from the bank. And beside that, okay, for people who want to buy property, for example, they might want to take this opportunity to approach bank because of the lower interest rate. So there might be a group of a customer approach the bank, although the interest rate has been cut. All right, so this is what I believe is called a trade-off lah. Okay, this is what I believe is called a trade-off. Okay, so and what else? All right, so lower borrowing costs for all, actually, like what I mentioned, people who are borrowing money previously, I believe their interest rate might be lower as compared to a previous when the interest rate were high, and then and followed by Singapore dollar, especially what we call that the Sing dollar is very strong, and at the same time US dollar is depreciating, okay. And this is one of the reasons that help the Singapore market, okay, especially the bank and the REITs has been gone up recently. And of course, I think every one of you also know Singapore have a very stable governments, okay, very safe place, all right, very clear policy, so that's why investor like to invest in Singapore country as well. 所以在这样的情况之下呢，很多这些外资 ，OK， 他们会来这个新加坡投资，尤其是这个国际这个投资家之前有可能他们有美金存放在他们的户口啦，或者是一些股票市场啦。So 当这个美金将要贬值的时候，或者是当这个美联储暗示全世界的人要把这个利率降低的时候，这些资本家，尤其是国际的啦他们就开始做一些动作，就是把他们的美金有可能换去这个新币，然后把这个新币的话，他们就是投资进去这个新加坡的股票市场嘛 ，OK， 不可能他们会放在这个 saving 户口里面，所以另外一个原因就是新加坡市场的股票它是属于比较fundamental strong 的so 它的公司比较传统方式，尤其是银行在新加坡非常强 ，OK。Then 第三的话就是它的 dividend 新加坡的股票的 dividend 是非常就是优势的跟其他亚洲市场来比的话啦，尤其是这个 REITs 啦 ，even though 这个新加坡的股票的 dividend 也是不错 ，very attractive， 所以导致这些外资很喜欢投资在这个新加坡股市里面，尤其是那些想要就是说比较降低风险的投资者。当然之前的话，很多人他就会放在这个fixed D 里面 ，fixed deposit 之前当这个利率很高的时候，还有一些他们会放在这个新加坡的 T-bill，OK， 所以是 guarantee return 的。所以当这个利率降低的时候，这些 fixed D 还有这个 T-bill 的这个interest rate 有可能不是很attractive 了，所以 that's why 他们就会把这些钱放进去，或者是有可能他们去投资这个比较好的公司，就是我所讲的就是新加坡银行，还有这些 REITs， 所以 that is why 新加坡的 market 17年以来创最高点了So it's a very rare OK， 因为我做股票做了差不多15年其实新加坡股票来来去去不上不下But 最近它这个大涨其实是 is a very rare Alright So another thing what I believe is that 有可能这个新的 Prime Minister, alright, new Prime Minister of Singapore also play a part because what we call Lawrence Wong effect, okay, is a new Prime Minister that might actually help to contribute, okay, to what we call that to push up the stock market as well, because the international investor also look at the political what we call that stability, okay, in the country. And with this new prime minister, I believe it does contribute to this Singapore stock market as well. So this is my personal view lah, alright, so there's no right or wrong, so just my personal view, alright. So 接下来的话我们看一些股票OK， 尤其是银行你看DBS Bank, alright. So if you look at the DBS Bank, right, okay, so DBS Bank 的话其实是创新高 ，OK， Friday 闭市价差不多是39块，哇 ，OK， 你可以看到，说是非常就是说非常强势的一只股票，所以自从这个 pandemic 过后它就开始大涨 ，alright， so 涨了差不多230%， so DBS Bank has been moving up around 230%. So if you have invested in a Singapore bank, alright, then of course congratulations to you. So 它还是很强 ，okay. So there's no sign of selling, okay. You can see that the candlestick is very strong, okay. The candlestick is very strong, alright. Candlestick is very strong, okay. Then 接下来的话就是 OCBC Bank. So Singaporean like Singapore Bank as well, okay. So if you look at the what we call that, the stock price also keep moving up, alright. So I was expecting the price to pull back lah. So that's why my projections I did draw a down arrow, but it doesn't happen, okay. It doesn't happen. So that means the Singapore bank stock is very strong, alright. So it keep moving up, okay. So my personal view is that if you are looking to enter, my suggestion is that wait for the pullback 所以如果你想要进场的话，我的个人看法就是你等它 pullback 的时候你才进 ，alright. So because I believe whatever go up it will also come down, alright. So especially stock market is an open market, okay. So sometimes investor want to take some profit, okay. So that's why market will pull back or market will have corrections as well, okay. So 今天的话 okay, so today is Saturday, alright. So I take this opportunity to do live stream, okay, so that to share more stock with every one of you lah. So in the event if you want me to analyze your stock, please type in the comment, okay. 所以如果你想要我 comment 不管什么股票啦你要我 analyze 的话，你随时把这个股票的名称带在这个 comment 里面，所以我尽力而为 okay. I will help you to analyze based on my personal view, okay. So next thing, okay, 接下来的话我发觉到最近新加坡的 REIT 就开始转下来 alright. So recently the Singapore REITs begin to pull back, alright, after US Federal Reserve announced 50-point rate cut. So 有可能这个事情发生就是因为如果你们有听过这个名言的话buy on rumors, sell on news, alright. 所以买在这个谣言，然后卖出这个当这个报告出来的时候。So you can see that in fact Keppel DC, one of my favorites is Singapore REITs. So it began to pull back last Friday with how many percent, right? with around 3.1%, which is quite a lot for a day. Okay, but I think the pullback is normal because at the beginning of July until recently it already went up 31%， 所以从这个7月头到现在最近它涨了差不多31%，所以我相信也是时候休息一下，对吗？所以 it's time to take some what we call that rest, take some rest. Okay, take some rest for Singapore REITs. So for those of you who are investing in the REITs for a short term or mid term, you might want to take notes. But of course, for people who are investing in the REITs for for a long term, okay, because they are different type of the investor. All right, so I try my best to explain to you from a different time frame perspective. Okay, everyone is unique. All right, and again, if you manage to bought at the lower price, okay, again, congratulations to you, because in Singapore I did share with my client, okay, even though in Malaysia I did share as well, okay. If you manage to buy the REITs for last month or last few months, congratulations to you. All right, because I did share with everyone when the interest rate is going to go down, of course the REITs will be benefited, and of course true enough the REITs actually has been moving up, okay, quite strongly. So that is the what we call that, the opportunity that I want to share with you. And what else? 还有其他其实蛮多的也是开始回调。 Alright, let's say for example Keppel REITs. Alright, so you can see that bearish engulfing, okay, is being formed. 所以你可以看到这些蜡烛你就可以发觉到REITs is having a profit taking since Friday lah. Alright, so if you are doing for mid-term and short-term, just take notes. Alright, so because people are selling, in fact. Alright, and the volume is quite huge, 22 million, okay, on that day itself. I mean the 22 million transactions, including for these Singapore REITs. And what else? 其实蛮多的 Suntec REITs 也是。 Alright, Suntec REITs. So also a bullish, a bearish engulfing. Alright, bearish engulfing is being formed for these Suntec REITs. So generally REITs sector currently it having what we call that correction, pullback, and I believe it's normal. Okay, it's a healthy pullback. Reason is because that it has been gone up quite a lot already. All right, it has been gone up quite a lot already. Okay, so it's time for a pullback. All right, okay. So 接下来的话我们要看的是什么股票？接下来的话我们就看这个美国股票好不好？ Alright, so next we take a look US market. So US markets as expected, okay, it has been moving up quite nicely. Alright, so you can see that the price break through the resistance, okay. And what else? Friday closing also not bad, okay, because during the midday it does pull back, okay, break below the previous candlestick low, and before closing the price managed to rebound so that it closed what we call that with a better price. So if you look at the markets previously was very volatile, all right, but having said that, because this year is a very special year, 所以今年的话 对美国市场来说是一个非常这个特别的一年因为今年就是美国大选，然后今年也是自从 pandemic 过后美联储第一次降息，还有要跟大家分享的话，就是根据历史性通常9月份跟10月份的话，对美国市场来说是一个不好的月份。OK， 通常历史性数据都是显示9月跟10月都是缓慢的月份啦。But 这一次有可能是因为这个美联储降息，还有包括这个美国大选的话，它有可能就被 overshadow。Alright，but 总而言之 ，OK， 9月还没有完 ，Alright， 还有10天，然后10月份还没有开始，所以我个人认为的话，还是要有这个就是说要有一个比较好的 trading trade plan 了就是说，就比如说，如果有一天的话，market 不好的话，或者是 market 回调的话，then at least 我们可以做一些就是preparations，alright。So preparation is very important, especially the trade plan. 所以如果你们有看这个视频的话，请帮我 like，OK，share and subscribe，OK，like, share, subscribe and 帮我 comment. Hello, Chong. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you everyone for your time for being here. Alright， 所以今天星期六已经差不多6点半了，你们吃饱了吗 ？OK， 我还没有吃饱。So 希望说就是说我会就是分享更多这些股票给大家知道。So this is S&P 500. Alright, so S&P 500 in fact创新高 alright, so it has been a good year for this 2024. So 如果你有 follow 我的话其实我每一次在这个 webinar 也是有跟大家分享过，其实2024年是一个牛市了 for 美国but before that 我也是跟大家分享过如果你还记得的话那时候美国大跌的时候，尤其是这个 Meta 的股票你们还记得吗？它最低的时候它跌到多少钱 right? So the lowest of Meta was $82, OK， 差不多是82块，所以82块那时候很多人他就讲哇，这个美国市场已经崩盘了 ，alright， 已经不好了，快点卖出 ，OK。那时候我就出来跟大家分享其实我看到一些数据虽然有一些人他们看到这个美国 GDP 那时候2023年的时候，或者是2022年的时候，他们就觉得美国经济有可能会进入这个market corrections，OK，所以 recession 要来了。那时候2022年的时候，年尾的时候，而且这些科技板块的公司，尤其是亚马逊啦、Google 啦 ，OK， 还有这些 Meta 啦，他们都裁员很多员工，所以很多人就不敢进场。所以那时候我有在这个 webinar 跟大家分享，其实是一个很难得的机会给我们买入 ，alright。So that is why I managed to help some of my client，OK， 就是应该要看这些比较大型的公司，包括 Meta 啦。亚马逊啦、Apple 啦，还有这些 Nvidia 啦，所以这些都是比较好的公司 ，right? So since then, okay, the price has been gone up, a lot, okay? 所以那时候这个英伟达，你可以看到它跌的时候，它跌多少？这个是 before split, alright? 所以这个是 before split, okay? So since then you can see, 这个英伟达这个股票它好像走这个 symmetrical triangle 的 pattern 你有发觉到吗？ So the price look like they want to move into this symmetrical triangle pattern So symmetrical triangle pattern 的话，它有一个 pattern 所以有可能它走到最后的时候，它会这个突破，或者是这个跌破 ，right？But 如果我们看它的这个比较长期的趋势的话，它是属于这个上升趋势的股票，所以 it's considered very uptrend stock, alright? So currently they are trying to move in this pattern called 这个 pattern 叫做what we call that symmetrical triangle pattern, alright? Symmetrical triangle pattern, okay? So 如果你看图表的话，有可能最近它没有起有可能它是动到这个 resistance, alright? So if you look at the price, right, it's very obvious. The resistance is somewhere around 118.78 cents, alright? So you can see that when the price hit the resistance, okay, it reluctant to break through, right? So when the price when the price hit the resistance, right, it a bit reluctant to break through, okay? So that's why okay, let me try. OK， so 这个是NVIDIA， so 接下来的话就是这个哪一些 Microsoft MSFD， so MMFD 的话，它是一个非常特别的一个pattern，alright， so 你可以看到，如果这个 pattern 如果你认识这个 pattern 的话，它叫做一个 double bottom pattern，OK。所以通常我的用法我的做法是有两种啦第一种我还是会用这个 NDU system 来筛选股票 ，OK， 这个是非常重要。所以如果你没有一个系统的话来筛选股票的话，你很难找出好的股票来就是说操作。当然你筛选了股票出来过后 ，then 你要知道在什么时候进场，什么时候出场，那个是非常重要。所以通常的话，我就会用这个 bottom signal 来捞底 ，alright? So usually I will use a bottom signal to catch near the bottoms, alright? So although it's not easy to catch the bottom, but the bottom signal of the NDU system is quite consistent. So each time it's pull back, a bottom signal will be appear. Each time it pull back, a bottom signal will appear, alright? So it actually gives us some confidence to enter based on this what we call that bottom signal. Plus, if you have a personal knowledge using price action strategy, then of course if you give you extra confidence, okay, to enter the stock based on the technical point of view. Alright, so if you look at the price 你可以看到它这个价钱OK， 它是一个 W pattern，right？ 所以这个 W pattern 的话是非常common 的 pattern， 所以如果你们学会这个 pattern 的话它是非常的 powerful 的一个 pattern。当它突破的时候你可以看到它的 momentum 有可能就会继续的涨了。OK， 当然 anything can happen, alright? So as long as there's no bad news in the stock market, okay?Generally, once the stock price break through the what we call that W pattern, right, the momentum will continue to follow through. 所以你可以看到它最近它有突破它的 resistance 差不多是425块左右 alright, so the price still stay above $425, which I think is a good sign lah, okay? And followed by Google, GOOG. So Google 它是跌最多的一只股票，跟其他的大型的公司来比的话 ，So Google has been dropping the most as compared to others mega cap stocks. So if you look at the price, it has gone down around 23%， 差不多23%哦。But after that 它就开始转上 ，after that 它就开始转上。So 如果你有 again bottom signal 的话，其实你可以抓到这个 bottom somewhere around 151 ，alright 151。So 如果你会用这个这个 trend line 的话 ，using price action strategy, you can actually notice that 151 or $150 is a entry point that have a higher chance to rebound. So price actions 的话，其实它给你一个 additional confidence for you to enter, but of course depends on 你的 time frame. 如果你的 time frame 是比较 short term 的话，你要 set 一个止损啊 ，alright？ 所以 mid term 跟这个 long terms 的话，如果它的 stop loss 的 percentage 你可以放大一点啊。因为为什么呢？因为美国市场它的波动有时候会很大，所以如果你 set 3% 的 stop loss 你很容易被踢出局 ，OK？ 所以如果你对美国市场不熟悉的话，如果你 set 3% stop loss 的话，很容易被踢出局。通常的话，如果是一些好股的话通常我个人的做法的话，我会放差不多 8% 到10% 这样。But 8% 到10% 的话，对别人来说是蛮大的 ，OK？ 所以 that's why 你就不要买太多啦。所以你可以 adjust 你的这个capitals， OK？So you can buy according to your risk appetite, so that okay you can have a better control for your own trade, okay？So hello Katie, okay? Now still can enter Google. My personal view is that I think still can, alright? I believe it still can, okay? So right now you have two options, okay? Either you buy now or you buy later when the price pull back. So you have an option, but right now usually when the price already went up a bit, so we don't buy too much 啦 ，OK？ 所以很难抓底，有些人他要抓底其实是不容易。所以我的个人做法的话，通常会怎样做呢？因为每个人你可以发觉到他们希望说要买在最低点啊。So many retail investor they like to buy near the bottom, but most of the time they will miss out the boat. Okay, do you know when is the bottom? Alright, it's not easy to catch the bottom. Alright, so although we show them that was a bottom signal and then the price touches the trend line, okay, I still can tell you most of the people still don't dare to enter. Reason is because during that time there was a lot of bad news. 所以那时候当股票跌得很多的时候，跌得很惨的时候So you will be affected by these bad news, and then you become so emotion. So when you become so emotions, right? Okay, then you don't dare to take actions. Okay, usually you will take action only when the price is already moving up. But 好事就是说这个谷歌还没有起太多还会有可能给你一个机会you know。买进 ，alright？ So 在这样的情况之下 ，OK？ 如果你觉得它还会跌 ，then 你可以等。但是如果你觉得它不会跌，会继续涨的话 ，then 你就买少许了。所以当你买少许的时候有好处 ，alright？When you are right, okay, you can add position. When you are wrong, you can stop loss 啦 ，okay? Because initially you also don't buy much. So that is the strategy that you need to take notes. OK， 买股票的话就是好像就是说就是好像修行这样啦 ，alright。So 你要不断的去学习，不断去改进，还有不断去 adjust 你的这个what we call that trade plan，OK？ 因为每一个股票 它的pattern 都不一样 ，OK， 所以 that's why 它的 pattern 其实是从这个图表来看才可以看得到 ，alright。So at the end of the day, okay, I think US market still have great potentials. So make sure your plan is clear before you are buying. Alright, your plan is clear before you are buying. 这个东西一直掉下来。Okay, alright. Okay, so for those of you just join, right? Okay, please help me to like, share, and comment. Okay, and subscribe the YouTube channel. So next 我们要看的是什么股票？所以如果你想要我看你们的股票的话，你让我知道。So if you want me to analyze your stock, alright, please let me know. So if you are UB, should I start investing in a single stock or ETF better? My suggestion to you is that you can start to invest in the ETF first, alright? So ETF is much more easier, so that what we call that, you no need to spend a lot of time to what we call that, to monitor the stocks. So usually for S&P 500, you can buy the SPY or VOO. And then for technology sector, the very famous ETF is QQQ. So you can begin to accumulate this what we call that, low risk ETF first. Alright, and then once you are making some profit with this ETF, exchange traded fund, then you can begin to look into an individual stock like Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon, Google. Okay, so you can do that slowly, all right, because investment is always there for us. So stock market is always there for us lah, all right, but what I mean is that you need to have some progressions. Okay, you need to take actions. These actions might not be a big step. Okay, you start with a very small step first, and then from there you see some result, then you put in more money. All right, so start with exchange traded fund and then move on to an individual great company like Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Apple's. Right, so that is for a beginner to start. All right, so we have Michelle. Okay, Michelle Lee. All right, OXY. Okay, thank you for asking. Okay, OXY. 这只股票我很久没有看了。这只股票的话 ，if I'm not wrong I think Warren Buffett is investing in this stock, right? Am I correct? Okay, OXY. Is OXY owned by Warren Buffett? Okay. Yep, it does actually. Right. Let us take a look. Warren Buffett. Oh, it actually owned 23% based on the report here. Alright. So it has a top 5 positions. What are the top 5? Apple. Everyone know Warren Buffett owned Apple. Bank of America. I think Bank of America recently he has selling Bank of America. Alright, if you read the latest news. American Express, he owned American Express, and then followed by Coke, okay, for a very long time, okay, Chevron. Alright, so these are the top 5. But at the end of the day, yep, he does own OXY. Alright, but the thing is that the price is surprisingly not doing well. So my suggestion to you is that, okay, 我个人的看法就是这样。So please do not follow blindly lah, alright? Because at the end of the day, right, is your own money, okay? And we have a limited money. we are different from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett have a lot of money, so he can wait, all right, because he bought this stock, right? Although he owned 23%, he still have a lot of cash, okay? And for us, right, we have a limited money. So the strategy that we apply, right, has to be a difference, because we want to make money in the stock market with a proper strategy, with a proper plan. And of course, the strategy is we must look for a uptrending stock. 所以意思是说，我们每个人都是特别的，所以当然每个人我们的先前是有限的 ，right？ 所以我们有时候我们要思考一下我们的做法有可能不能跟这个Warren Buffett比嘛 ，alright？ So that's why 我个人的看法啦就是说我们最好就是选那些上升趋势的股票。就是说，当然我们希望说，我们钱投进去的时候，希望说这个股票可以继续涨，对吗？而且就不用每天去看它。So if you look at the price, right, the price actually break below the very significant support level, which is $56, right? If you look at other sector, okay, other sector, especially the technology sector, utilities sectors, and even healthcare sector, consumer discretionary sector. So these are the sector is considered a strong sector, all right? So you need to look at the big picture before you select the stocks. So in the event for this stock, right, it is not moving up, but it moving down. So if you compare with tech stocks, all right, of course this stock currently is not good lah, okay? Or maybe this type of stock investors are not interested in this stock, or the market maker is not interested in this stock, all right? So might not what we call that a stock that they are looking for. So most of the market maker investor, they are looking for a tech stocks, all right? So right now I think these stocks might not be what we call that the stock that are looking for, right? And what else? Okay, Yang Zhijiang. All right, so let us take a look. Yang Zhijiang. Oh, by the way, can you hear my voice clearly? Can you hear my voice clearly? All right, if you hear my voice clearly, can you type 8, please? Can you type 8? 如果你可以听到我声音很亮的话，请打8号，请打8号。All right. So Yang Zhijiang, the chart pattern is pretty nice. So recently the price is actually pulled back. Okay. All right. Thank you for the response. Oh, recently pulled back and then it's breakthrough. So before that, it's quite volatile. All right. The selling is very volatile. Okay. So 最近的话它就突破。Alright, so it's a very interesting stock, because this stock I has been talking about since pandemic, right? Until when it become volatile, then I try to what we call that, avoid it. But until recently, we have our fans here mention about this stock. Then I look at it. Alright, wow, the price is actually breakthrough nicely. So this is a symmetrical triangle pattern. All right, just now I did mention to you NVIDIA also have a earlier formations of this pattern. Maybe we can do what we call that comparison. Okay, let us all right, we try NVDA. Right. So can you see quite a similar pattern? Alright, can you see that? So 你看到吗？差不多它的 pattern 差不多相似。Alright, but 这个NVIDIA 它的 pattern 还没有form 到很完美。Alright, so the NVIDIA symmetrical triangle has not fully formed yet, so it's considered a very earlier formations. Alright, so usually it has been formed. So at the end of the day, the price will either break out or break down. Alright, break out or break down. So for Yang Zijiang, it choose to break out. Okay, it choose to break out. Alright, so again, for those of you who are just joined, please hit like button, share, comment. Alright, because I'm going to spend a lot of time to do live streaming for Facebook and YouTube, so that we can talk more about the individual stocks, alright, as compared to webinar, because webinar I have a limited time, alright, so I not be able to talk some of your stocks. So that's why usually in webinar I always say apology to you. So but in the live, right, okay, I have more time, okay, to talk about your stocks. Okay, so you let me know what are the stocks that you want me to talk about. Okay, don't be shy. Okay, Nico asks is that you mentioned before when the reduced interest rate will benefit small cap. May know which small cap is better. Okay, small cap is a high risk stocks. Alright, do remember that. Okay, small cap is a very high risk stocks. Alright, so if you're asking what we call that, me to share with you some of the small cap stock, right? One of them is called C Limited. Alright, so C Limited is a high risk stocks. Do remember that means you must know when to cut loss in the event that the stock price selling down. So one of them is a C Limited. Alright, so what do I mean by small cap? If you look at the market cap, right, the market cap is only 49 billion, so it's considered small cap. So you can see that the price is moving up, okay, uptrend, but it's a very volatile pattern. So it's a very volatile pattern. All right, so but you can see that recently also rebound after the rate cut. So usually market move in advance, okay, they move forward at least 6 months in advance, so before the interest rate cut. All right, so these big investor, institution or market maker, they already know what type of stock they want to invest, so they are actually looking for a small stock, right? And based on my observations, that so one of the small cap stock that is moving up is C Limited. All right, so for those of you who don't know this company, so C Limited is Shopee. All right, so he has a headquarter in Singapore. All right, so 你可以看到它的价钱之前366块 alright， 突然间大跌下来，就是那时候 interest rate 开始涨的时候，它就开始大跌下来。Alright, so for a small cap, right, they rely on this what we call that borrowing. Okay, they rely on the borrowing to sustain their business. So in the event when the interest rate was increased during that time, so the market maker investor begin to throw away the high risk stock asset. So one of the sector or one of stock is C Limited was affected badly. Okay, so that's why you can see, right, if you do not understand how the stock market work, okay, and you buy different type of stocks, then you have to be very careful. Okay, so that's why if you are a beginners, okay, my suggestion to you is that you go for a index fund like S&P 500, QQQ, I think that would be low risk. And of course, if you want to buy individual stock, you can go for a mega cap like Microsoft, Apple's, Amazon, what else? Google's, Nvidia, and Meta. So for a long run, I believe this mega cap stock will still doing good. Okay, and then it will be easier for a newbie or beginners. But for high risk stock like small cap, I think might not be suitable for everyone or might not be suitable for newbie. So if you think that you are a professional traders, if you think that you have experience and knowledge, yes, of course you can participate in this what we call that high risk stocks. All right, and the other one is CVNA. Okay, so CVNA, all right, is also a small cap and high risk stocks that benefited from a rate cut. So what do I mean by high risk stocks? Is because the market cap is only 20 billion. Okay, so it's a very high risk stocks, but if you look at the price keep moving up in a volatile manner, so might not be suitable for everyone. Okay, but if you are looking for excitement, all right, then these are the stock that you might want to put into your watch list. But make sure you trade with a proper plan, with a cut loss price and entry price. Okay, you must know when to sell. Okay, in the events the stock turn against you. Okay, all right. So what else? So this is another one is a Kava. Okay, right. So beside big cap stock, right, we also look at this small cap stock. So Kava, small cap, 14 billion only. Okay, 14 billions only. Right. So 14 billions, you can see that the price went up how many percent since October last year until recently? 326%. 326%. That's a lot, because this is this stock is very unique because it's a new stocks. IPO was last year June. Okay. After IPO, it went up for 3 months, and after that it went down significantly. I think around 50%. That's a lot. You can see that high risk, high return. All right. So but when it sell down, also sell down badly. All right. So again, might not be suitable for everyone. Okay. So that's why I say you have to be careful, all right, with these high risk stocks. All right. So these are the 3 stocks that I want to share with you, called small cap and high risk stocks. All right. Wow. Okay. What is the minimum period in general? Actually, we are looking at the trend. Okay. As long as the price for individual stock, right, I'm still look at the trend, but however, because I do invest in the long term, mid term, and short term. So if you are looking for a long term, right, actually for the index funds like what I mentioned, SPY, QQQ, you can invest for long terms. Okay. For mega cap, all right, as of now, I believe the company is still great. All right, you can invest for long term as well, but do take notes that nothing is permanent. All right, so in the event if a company cannot adapt, all right, it might affect the revenue, and then of course indirectly it will affect the stock price as well. All right, so although I mentioned the mega cap is fundamentally good, but it doesn't mean that futures it will be good as well, because businesses could change. All right, and you just need to be careful if you are buying individual stock. So that's why I say index fund would be, you know, the best choice for beginners, right? Because you can keep a long term, okay? And as you know, index, you know, it has 99% will not go bankrupt. In the event the index go bankrupt, then of course the US stock market will be collapsed. All right, so that's why I use 99%, you know, to share with you. Unlikely the index fund will go bankrupt. So yep, for index fund you can keep for long term. TSM. So what happened to TSM, right? So now if you look at the semiconductors, they are actually moved in what we call that, they are, you know, move in the groups. So for example, Nvidia, TSM, Broadcoms, what else, ARM. So they are actually moved in the similar directions, all right? So what happened is that right now TSM of course is a great company, and if you look at the price, actually the price actually you know, hit the resistance as well, right? The price also hit, is it hit resistance? Oh, it actually break through, okay? It break through the resistance of 174, and the price stay above the support level. So what do I mean by that? Okay, as long as the price can stay above the support level, right? Okay, I believe the price will continue, all right? I believe lah. But however, nothing is 100%. So if the price break down, of course, then we will look at, then of course I will change my view, all right? But as of now, the price is still above the support level. I think it has a great chance to continue its momentums, all right? The other stock that I want to share with you is a Meta, okay? 另外一个股票就是Meta, all right? 所以这是 Meta 的话，你可以看到最近它突破 ，OK， 有可能这个风水是轮流转之前是这个 semiconductor 在跑 ，all right，Meta 就收罢了。But 最近你可以发觉到这个 semiconductor 在休息因为大家在休息嘛，所以轮到这个Meta 表现的时候，你有发觉到吗？所以我觉得风水是轮流转，或者是这些庄家他们的钱就是说他们会从一个地方转移去另外一个地方 ，alright， 所以就比如说有可能他们暂时不会去推这个semiconductor 的股票暂时他们会去推这个Meta， 所以很明显这个 Meta 的话，最近你可以看到创新高 ，alright。So Meta very interesting recently. You can see that the price actually break through the resistance. It's a very strong resistance for the first time, and the price also gap up. Okay, the price gap up. Okay, so it's a very strong, clear signal. Is telling us that, you know, the market maker wish to push up these stocks. Okay, based on my observations. All right. But however, if you're asking me, okay, can you still enter or not? Alright, so these questions is a very difficult to answer 啦 always 很难，就是说回答这个问题。有很多人他之前他们没有进到 ，alright， 所以现在他才问我可不可以进，所以这个通常这个很难回答，但是 I will try my best, alright. Based on the strategy, there's no right and wrong. So you have two options actually. All right. Number one options, okay, you can wait for a pullback, and then hopefully pull back near the support level of 52. Right, 52. I believe there are two level of support. Okay, one is 546. Right, the other one is 542. So if the price pull back at this level, then you might want to consider to accumulate. But sometimes when a stock is too strong, okay, it will not pull back. then you can only buy, you know, when the price break through, all right? When the price break through, okay? So like for example, you can see 昨天它的币市价其实是蛮强势的，所以 it's actually close above the previous, is it previous high or previous closing price, right? 所以这个告诉我们说这个 Meta 是很强势 ，OK? So that means you must have this stock in your portfolio 啦。You must have if you are buying a US stock, alright? So fundamentally, the company still making good money, alright? Everyone is using their product. Everyone is using WhatsApp. So for your informations, Meta also own WhatsApp as well, alright? So we are using their technology every day. So stock that you must have in your portfolio, alright? So it's very strong. And what else? AAPL. AAPL. Alright, AAPL 的话，我看一下啊。So AAPL 的话也是突破 alright? So AAPL also breakthrough, okay? And the price breakthrough is interesting. It shows that the price, you know, very strong. And recently they also announced new models, alright? Maybe that actually give investors some excitement. So that's why the price actually break through the resistance. But if you ask me, the price has not pulled back. So usually when the price has not pulled back, a bit difficult for us to enter. Okay, so 我个人认为的话，如果你要进的话，你等 pullback, alright? 你要等 pullback, okay? So the support level is 216. I'm not sure it will break below, but look like the price they want to continue to move up 啦。所以最重要的话到目前为止来说还是算很强。所以它的 support 的话有可能是226 right 226 okay and 浩传蛋这个名字很熟诶，浩传蛋Sophie 我看一下Sophie 这个股票你也玩太厉害了，这个浩传蛋 right Sophie 这个股票的话，它是属于小股了，is a small cap company, alright. 所以这个的话，你就不可以用这个趋势的这个 strategy 来做，你要用这个叫做bottom signal, okay. So you must use the bottom signal 来进场 alright. So usually these stocks, right, is a very volatile stock. 你可以看到它是一个非常 volatile 的一只股票。所以它当它波动很大的时候它是不适合就是说你不适合在高价进场，你要等到它回调的时候才进，那就会比较好 ，alright？ 所以你可以看到每一次有一个 bottom signal 的时候 ，alright？ 这个就是我们进场的时候。So what does that mean? That means 如果你要进的话，你等它跌回的时候，你才考虑，可以吗 ？Alright, so this is my view 啦没有100%啊，没有100%，但是如果是以技术分析来看的话，通常我们要知道在什么时候进场，什么时候出场 ，OK？所以就比如说，如果我用一个 price action 来画的话right? So if I'm trying to draw the what we call that trend line, let me see So 差不多的话，我们可以抓到它的support level 跟这个 resistance level, right? So 你就大概懂什么时候进，什么时候出 ，OK？ 可以吗？陈先生。So you can see that resistance, support, and resistance. Right? So every time it pull back a lot 呢，差不多15%，19，涨的时候呢，涨的时候30%，涨的时候24%。Alright, so it's a very volatile stock, small cap, high risk, so you cannot buy and hold, you must trade 啦。Alright, 所以有很多 category 的股票，你们要明白，因为很多股票它的 categories 还有它的 characteristic 都不一样，所以就是好像我们的孩子一样 ，alright， 所以你好像陈先生，好像你有孩子的话，你可以发觉到每个孩子的 pattern 都不一样，所以当你了解你的孩子的 pattern 的时候，你就会想到一个跟他们沟通的方法，你明白吗？当你想到一个沟通的方法的时候，你们就两个就很有默契你跟你的孩子就很默契，就讲得来。同样的，股票也是有它的 pattern，OK，因为是不一样的庄家在买，所以你要看出它的 pattern 的话，你就要看它的图表来判断它的 pattern 是怎样走的，然后你才下药。下药的意思是说你要用什么策略？就好像我看到这个 soft B 的话，我就跟你分享，这个 pattern 的话不适合买来长期投资，它只是投机。Alright， 投机的意思是说你要懂得什么时候进场，什么时候出场，这个是非常关键，不然的话你会被套牢啊，你会被套牢。Alright， so it's very important. Okay, and what about FBL? Okay, FBL 的话是跟 Meta 有关系 ，right? So if you look at Meta 的话，如果 Meta 涨的话 ，FBL 会涨啊，这个就是two time leverage 它是2倍的这个交易所交易基金 of 这个Meta， 所以如果是 Meta 涨的话 ，FBL 都会涨。所以通常的话，如果你问我的话，现在是它已经很高了。So usually for FBL 是拿来做 trading 的，然后投机的。所以如果它高的话，我们就不要去买它先啦。所以你等它回调的时候，你才买。Alright, so you wait for the pullback before you are buying. Okay, you wait for the pullback before you are buying. Alright. So because 最近Meta 有在跑上去 ，OK， 最近 Meta 有在跑上去 ，right， 可以吗 ？Alright, how about Google? Google 刚才有讲到，来讲多一次。所以今天讲了很多股票，OK。你们吃饱了吗 ？Have you taken your dinner？ 我还没有吃所以我讲最后一只股票，好不好？我讲最后一只股票，然后我要去吃饭了。So Google has a great potential. The reason why it has dropped a lot is because of the entry trust 啦。OK， 所以美国这个科技公司因为它有它的这个公司在全世界都有生意嘛，所以当它被这个某个国家告上法庭的时候，他们就要赔偿。所以那时候最近这个谷歌就被告 ，alright， 所以他们需要赔偿，导致它的股票就大跌。所以我个人认为的话，这个是很普遍的 ，alright， so it's normal because previously Microsoft, Amazon, Meta was also sued by other country. Eventually, in short term, the price pull back, but in long run.The fundamentals of the company remain unchanged. Alright, so I believe as long as the fundamentals of the company remain unchanged, the most important part is that you need to find out when is the right time to buy. The right time is, I believe, is now. If you miss out the opportunity because we managed to buy near the bottom with this bottom signal, but right now the price is already went up a little bit. So.But I think still got potential, so you don't need to buy a lot. You wait for what we call that. You have two choice. you either buy small first, okay, and if we pull back, then you accumulate again, all right, or you wait for the pullback and then you buy. But most of the time, right, human beings like that, when it pull back, most of the people will not buy, because 为什么呢？你等它 pull back 的时候其实是很多这个坏消息出来，所以当这个坏消息出来的时候它会影响到你做决定。所以我发觉到很多散户你如果要等它 pull back 的时候，我相信你是不会进。所以既然你有这个问题的话，为什么你不要考虑现在进？但是你不要进太多 ，OK？首先你要明白这个公司是好公司先不是每一个公司都是可以这样做的首先这个是一个好公司 Google， 所以你可以买少许先 ，Alright？ 所以买少许的好处就是什么呢？买少许的好处就是如果你对的时候你可以加仓，如果你错的时候你随时可以就是说止损 ，Alright？ 因为你止损的时候也是输不多，因为你进的时候也进不多嘛 ，OK， 所以这样的做法的话，我觉得是比较好，因为我每次都是用这个方法来进股票，所以你们可以拿来参考一下了好不好 ？So 希望说，来，我再重复多一次 ，OK，please help me like，OK，help me subscribe and also share，OK，to your friend and family member。So that everyone can know that I am actively doing this live stream to add value to you, OK？ 所以我其实是希望说可以创造价值给你们全部人，分享更多的股票，更多的机会 ，Alright？ 所以如果你想要就是说我讲什么股票的话，你可以在 comment 让我知道，或者是你想要我讲哪一些 topic 的话，也是让我知道，可以 comment 在这个YouTube channel 或者是 Facebook channel，OK？ 所以我会尽力而为，然后继续跟你们分享好的 content、好的公司、好的知识，希望说大家可以学到、买到、赚到，就是在股市里赚到了，OK？Thank you everyone. Thank you for your time for being here and bye bye. Bye bye.